I'm still gonna stick with an iPhone, dude. All right, let's see if we're live actually, okay? Hey everybody, I'm not sure if you're seeing me right now or not. Hopefully you are, but we'll know that in about 20 seconds, I think. Once the stream gets out there in the universe. Do I have to click play? I think I gotta click play. Okay, great. All right, let's see if we're live actually. Hey, check it out, we are live. Okay, what's up you guys? Great to be here with you. Seeing you well. Okay, great. I am coming to you guys from a little bit of a different, with a completely different, actually, know a little bit about it. Okay, completely different setup. That is something that we're going to be implementing more and more of. So we're just going to give it a whirl today and see how things will go. I'm going to update you guys on a lot of different things that we have been, have been happening here. Let's do a couple of things here. Audio good, okay, audio good, okay, we're good. First time me streaming from this little thing. Let me show you how, how awesome this thing is. So I can literally like grab my camera, right, and I can be walking, and I can talk to this guy right here. What's your name, sir?
Vlad Strezers.
It's Vlad right here. If you bought a 4% T-shirt, he was the one that sold you that. But anyway, so we can do a lot of cool things with this setup. So I'm testing it out because we're going to be doing some field stuff, different conversations for different day and different topic. I want to make sure that we're that we have this thing going right now. All right. So screen share. I can share my screen with you, and we can go to 4%. Audio has a lot of clicking, maybe because I was moving. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so the agenda here, okay, you guys, is and by the way, I'm running the whole thing from my iPad, which is cool. Like this is the entire studio right here, I'll talk to you a little bit more. I know a lot of you guys have been asking questions about that. Completely wireless, right? So that's kind of nice. Those of you geeks out there, want to know all this kind of stuff. We will be, I'll be able to show you how this is set up and all that good stuff. Okay. Let me get back so I can see your comments, and we'll get going because we don't have a lot of time. Okay. Let me get back to the 4% here so I can see what you're seeing. Okay. I'm getting a little webinar. Live webinar. Let me see if I can go to that page directly. Okay, one sec, you guys. I want to open this up. Paul, can you open up 4% webinar?
Yeah, I can refresh it.
Is it going for you? Hang on. Maybe I got myself locked out or something. Gotta log back in again. Okay. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. One sec. I'm logging in so that I can see you. What's that?
Saying audio is low.
Audio is low? See if we can fix it. Let me see if we can fix this. Should be able to fix this. Okay. Hang on, you guys. I'm getting a... Oh, I think I know why. It's that time of the day, eh? Okay, if people are trying to log into the 4% right now, they might have a little bit of an issue, which will be fixed in about a minute here. I'm gonna bring up a couple things while I'm waiting to be logged in. I just want to be able to see. I know you guys can see me. I can't see your comments. I want to be able to see the comments. That's why. So that's. .4% mockups, designs. There we go. Mind maps. I like to mind map stuff. All right, so for those of you guys who are in the US, happy coming up 4th. Hope you guys enjoy that. Stay safe, you know, out there. Don't do anything crazy. If you're international, dude, I'm getting, Paul, can you hit up Jared?
I just did.
Okay, I'm getting 500 error.
Okay, it's on it.
Hang out, you guys, hang out. Don't log out. If you log out, you might not be able to come back in. Just saying. Yeah, we'll be right.
Saying he's fixing it right now.
Okay, he's on it. Okay. Give us like, I don't know, 3 minutes. Let me see your computer, yeah. There's gotta be a fix, right? You already logged in.
Yeah,
I just want to be able to see your comments, that's all. Because I want to know who I'm talking to, you know. I don't want to be talking to people I don't. Okay, Tina. Okay, Tina, great to see you here, Tina. Let's see if we can fix that. Who logs out on you, Vic? Come on, Gary. Gary, Rob. Gary, I think, are you the Gary that I'm thinking of? You play the guitar, Gary? I gotta have you at one of the get-togethers. That's better audio? Okay, good.
okay, fixed.
Is it fixed?
Oh, he's saying something's wrong.
Hang on. Log in. So, okay, looks like I'm in. So let me see if I can go to the broadcast room. Okay, I'm in. So Vlad, you can have your old Mac. I'm gonna have my new Mac. All right, great. We still wish you all happy 4th of July, right? Even if you're international. Anyway, so great seeing you guys here. Again, we're going into a holiday. Please be safe. You know, don't do anything crazy. Come back so that we can get together next time without any injuries. You know, a lot of people get injured, you know, on those things. So here's what I wanted to do. Okay, I wanted to get you guys up to speed on what we have been, you know, what's been happening here. I've been a little quiet, as you probably noticed on you know, you can see people are still coming in. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't log in. I have been a little bit quiet on, you know, in our Facebook group, you know, with email, just communication, all in general, and for a reason, you know, and that reason has been because I was, you know, we were just like, we were really into the 4% project, you know, really mapping out the future, where we're going, how we're gonna get there, what we're gonna do, what do we need to tweak, what do we need, you know, what, just a lot of stuff, especially with what has been happening. You know, it's no surprise we can just be open, and the reason I wanted to do this inside the members area is because I can tell you guys some facts, some truth that a lot of you guys know, a lot of you guys might not know if you're brand new into the industry. You know, I have been in the online marketing space for 14 years around, you know, give or take, and I started out in a business opportunity market, right, business opportunity space, and a lot of people that started with me, they faded away, you know. There's probably a couple guys that I know today, 14 years later, that are still online doing something, you know. But a lot of people came and went, you know. A lot of people, there's a big turnover, in this industry. But I don't want to talk to you about necessarily the industry. I want to talk to you a little bit about, what I was looking at, when we were looking into the industry. And just recently, like in 2005, when I got started, from 2005, I promoted the business opportunity. And then in about 2007, I started to put up my own trainings. A lot of it was free, low cost subscription models, that kind of stuff. And then I promoted affiliate stuff, ClickBank offers, standalone products, right? Was building systems around those things. Then, I launched out a company called not the 4%, but High Traffic Academy. That was like 2011, ish, somewhere in there. We taught traffic generation, and then people were like, well, what do we promote? Applying that traffic knowledge to. I'm like, well, shoot, let me figure this out, right? So I went back and I'm like, all right, so business opportunity is easy market to get into, right? And so what we did, and by this time, I built up this systems, right, creation skills, right? So I've learned quite a bit about systematizing the process, presentations, and just creating like little back office around an offer, right? And then turn it into a little system, and then everybody can plug into. And so, we were running systems promoting other people's products. I promoted a company called Empower Network. We absolutely crushed it there. That's how I met guys like Miles. A lot of people, right? That came in through that system. We became #1 team in that company virtually in no time, in like 3 weeks probably. Paul introduced me to the company, and I'm like, all right, looks great. We did a lot of homework on it, and I'm like, all right, this is good. We're gonna do it, and so we did that, and then the company kind of, we went, whatever happened with Empower Network. But I had a system, right? So we controlled this system for converting that company's offers. And that's when I started to teach, this concept of systems and make sure that you are not dependent on companies, because I've invested over $1 million, literally over $1 million of my own money, right? From my pocket, commissions that I was earning, because the system that we built, people didn't pay for it. And the commissions that I was earning, I earned a lot of money promoting that company, and I took over $1 million of my personal commissions, built a system for the team. Team didn't have to pay for the system, but they had to join the team, right? Join is the keyword. And I started teaching people. This was when I left that company, is when the reality really hit me. I'm like, dude, if you don't own the system, right? If you don't own, because a lot of people that dependent on the company, right? When the company breaks up or whatever happens, people that never learned the skill of like true marketing, right? And really, how do you not depend on something? How do you really become an independent entrepreneur, not just an affiliate, right? Where you're always depending on something. Most people always depend on stuff. And so those people are always hungry, right? They're barely scraping by. And to me, that was a big lesson, not to depend, even though you have a system, but not to depend on any one thing that's independent, right? So if you're gonna do a system, a big lesson for me was like, hey, if you're gonna put in $1 million to build in a marketing system for a company, make sure that is more of like a Lego style system that you can plug in other companies if you chose to do that, or if you wanted to do that, so that if the company goes belly up, because you don't really own the company, you don't lose your, the system doesn't become obsolete, which is what happened with that particular model. And so that's when I really started to teach people and really talk about this message of becoming independent, right? Anyway, so as the years kind of gone by, right, companies came and went, and a lot of people found themselves, in crazy situations because they depended on the company, and high-ticket companies rose and collapsed, and low-ticket companies rose and collapsed, and all these a lot of things happened in the industry over the last 10 years, right? And so as things progressed, right, more people got involved, and FTC started paying attention, because a lot of people would join opportunities, right, with an expectation of making money by recruiting other people that would have the same mindset, and so the message got propagated, and these people that recruited other people, right, propagated a wrong message, a message that really sets other people up to fail in the first place, right? But it had a nice wrapper around it, to where people that are beginners, they don't get, right? And so the message is typically like, hey, do nothing. You don't have to work, man. We're gonna close all your sales for you. You don't like it. As a matter of fact, the harder you work, the less money you're gonna make. Well, I was just laughing with Paul about this right before we went to the webinar, and so because of that propagation of the wrong message, right? It's never like people never bought or joined the company for the product. It was always to recruit others, and by recruiting others, that's how this guy makes money, right? So. And the message got so bad, and the situation got out of hand that FTC started to step in, right? So initially, not as frequent, as just recently in the probably last couple of years here, and then we see companies getting shut down left and right, right? And so now, what happens is a lot of people that are in the business opportunity space, and I'm telling you guys, because a lot of you right here, right, are in that same mindset, which is totally fine if you are, but you need to understand what's happening. I'm not here to try to talk you out of it or whatever the case is. I'm not trying to recruit you into anything at all. Okay, as a matter of fact, quite the opposite would be true here, which I'm about to tell you. But this is, I'm talking about companies like Mob. We don't know if a company, here's the thing, statistically looking, right? If a company goes under investigation by FTC, Federal Trade Commission, okay, 99% of the time company is getting busted, right? There were just couple. We're talking even, there were a couple companies probably in the history, maybe not a couple, maybe just a handful of companies in the history of the industry's existence that, went to battle with FTC and they won. All right, and typically those companies are legitimate multi-level marketing companies that doing billions of dollars in sales with like actual physical products, right, that you can touch, you can like consume, you can take a pill or a powder or put a potion or lotion on or something like that, right? And so some of those companies went battling with FTCs, and still after paying like hundreds of millions of dollars in fees or in settlement fines and stuff like that to FTC, they were able to survive. But again, very, 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 very few. And they had to adjust their model to focus more on talking about the product, not recruiting, right? So if those companies, are having that big of a challenge, then all these smaller companies out here in digital space, right, that a lot of our people, are looking into and getting excited about, it's never stable. You can make a few bucks here and there, and some people do, and typically people with lists and following, typically those people make, the most money. But the little guy, if they get early enough, maybe if they're fortunate, lucky enough, they might ride the wave for a little bit, but then when company gets busted, right, or something happens to the company, most people lose, okay? You guys hear what I'm talking about? Amway went through that process, yes. Okay, Amway won because Amway has like physical products and stuff like that. So the reason I'm telling you guys this, okay, is just to kind of set the stage a little bit about what's happening in the industry. You do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, my goal, my vision, I feel my responsibility, as the owner of the 4%, as somebody who envisions 4% to be here for a long time, right? Like I said, at the launch of the 4%, I don't want to be doing anything else. I want to create a legacy project, a legacy company that would not be centered around Vic. Shoot, if something happened to me, I want the vision to live. You know what I mean? Like, I want my kids to be able to take over. I don't want this to be about me. You know what I mean? So I feel a sense of responsibility and my message to be clear enough for people to understand, like our stand and our positioning on this thing. And then you do whatever you want with this information, but as you're building whatever it is that you're building, right, you can maneuver, you can navigate your way as an entrepreneur, being informed, right, being in the light of things, just really how the industry works. Because if you're not, you will find yourself one day, if you're promoting systems, if you're promoting deals that propagate the message of don't do the work and get paid, right? That kind of stuff, you guys, I'm telling you, it will get busted in just a matter of time. It's a time-ticking bomb, okay? Now, so that's what I'm gonna say in that. Now, here's what happens, okay? So, as I'm looking at that kind of stuff, and then I'm looking at our vision of the 4%, and since the beginning of the 4%, we wanted to be a place that we could grow entrepreneurs, right? And then here's what I'm noticing, right? I notice people, perception, okay? I notice 4%, people are coming into the 4% being recruited by, other promotional partners, and the message and the whole, the notion of like, or like the expectation that people would join 4% for would be to make money, right? And that really got my attention, because that's like, dude, that's exactly what we don't want to happen. I don't want to have people to come to the 4% to make money, right? I don't want people to think like 4% is going to make me money, right? It's a wrong message. It's a wrong propagation. And yes, we do have systems. We have the ecosystem, which is what I'm about to show you here, guys. It's phenomenal. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, in the entire existence. Okay, but I had to recently, over the last probably a couple months, take a step back. Truly take a step back and stop and take a look at the industry. Talk to attorneys, people that dealing with FTC regulations and going back and forth and like, okay, if we do this, what's going to happen? If we do that, what's going to happen? The message. And then the biggest thing that for me was, and which caused me like to really take a step back, is when I start seeing people associating, right, 4% with business opportunity companies. That to me was like, dude, let's, full pause, let's stop, let's drop, right? Let's figure out, let's take a look at really what's going on in the field, what people are talking about. So we reviewed a lot of messages. We have we have looked at a lot of advertisements by the promotional partners. We have taken a look at really, I went under the hood in the challenge. How many of you guys are in the challenge? Yeah, 4% challenge, right? In the 4% challenge, here's the thing. The intention was to show people how to promote by me promoting the challenge, because I really believe this is the greatest training front door into the industry that an entrepreneur can go through, right? Covers, your mindset, covers, success habits. It puts people in a path to success, truly, which is exactly what the challenge was designed to do, right? But by me promoting the challenge, I'm like, all right, so I'm going to show you how to promote by me promoting the challenge, because I'm the product creator, and if I'm going to promote a product, why wouldn't I promote my own product? And then and then I would talk about, hey, if you wanted to be a promotional partner, you can promote the challenge, but you can also, and I think in every episode, anywhere where I mention that, I think I followed up by, but take this information and apply it elsewhere. If you're an author, here, take this information, apply it there, right? If you're promoting other stuff, I don't care what you're promoting. Now, and what I've noticed is that most people who are coming in through the challenge, right, and becoming promotional partners, they would basically turn around and do the exact same thing, which kind of defeated the purpose, right? And then people started to associate 4% as a business opportunity, which to me was like, there's no future, man, right? There is no future in that model, and I don't want to propagate that model. I don't want to stop the challenge. I don't want to go away from the challenge. I think this is the coolest, best training that an entrepreneur can go through, right? But we had to do a full stop on that. Anyway, so today, okay, yeah, the challenge is awesome, and it's going to get even awesomer, okay, which I'm about to show you guys here. So today, what I would like to do, you guys, is I'd like to give you a little bit of a glimpse into the future, where we're going. 4% is here to stay, okay? The decisions that we're going to be making in 4%, me, hopefully you guys, hopefully for your future, for your business, right? The decisions that I will be making on behalf of a brand, for my family, for my future, for people that I feel responsibility for, is going to be not based on what's going to happen a month from now, or how much money can we make over the next 7 days or 30 days or 90 days. The decisions that we're going to be making here today will be based on where do we want to be at 20 years from now and 10 years from now, right? Where do we want to be at 5 years from now? And that whole position and a brand and perception of really what we're all about. Does that make sense? So the concept, there's a couple things that we are doing that is going to take everything we're doing better and make it better, right? We're going to be a lot more helpful in the industry, right? We are going to completely disassociate ourselves from anything that even smells like a business opportunity, but at the same time provide a platform for people to become true entrepreneurs, which was the vision from day one, right? But it got a lot clearer, it got a lot bigger, and so I'd like to give you a little bit of a glimpse into the future of what it is, give you guys some very important, heads up. A couple things that we have done to preserve, what we're building here, and then moving to the future to equip you as an entrepreneur to be literally unstoppable, right? To never have to depend on one person or one thing or one traffic source or one system to literally help you become an entrepreneur. How many of you guys would like to become real entrepreneurs instead of being just a part of a team of somebody and have somebody feed you, right? For commissions. Okay, so really what we're doing, you guys, is we're basically, instead of serving, because we have been serving primarily business opportunity kind of market, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, that's fine. But we tend to, through the messages that we have been putting out there, we tend to attract people that think business opportunities. Okay, a lot of you guys here are thinking about business opportunities, yes? Okay. Yeah, a lot of you guys want to be entrepreneurs. I would. Awesome, love it. Okay, congratulations. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. This is the way to go, right? The opportunity in being an entrepreneur is phenomenal, right? Things that we can create, but most importantly is things that we can create not just for the next 6 months and then find ourselves going through issues that we don't want to go through, right? For whatever reason, but something that we can build that would be long-term. If we're going to do the work today anyways, why not do the work that will set you up for the future, for stability, for being solid, right? 10 years from now. So that 10 years from now, the work that you do today, it only amplifies the result that will, that you will see 10 years from now. 5 years from now, and that's by building your business on foundations that are solid. So I'll tell you what we're doing here with the 4%, you guys. I think you will like it, and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be best for all of us here. Okay. Let's take a look here. Comments. I never saw 4% as a business opportunity, but I can see why many did. Yeah. So thing number one, you guys, is we're going mainstream. Okay. Instead of just serving the business opportunity people and affiliate marketers, we're really going mainstream. What I mean by mainstream, I had a builder, right? A guy that's building a house for us. Hey, buddy, can you not write this thing here? Okay, I got my 7-year-old riding a hoverboard here in the studio. I don't want him to trip. Yeah, Vlad, if you can help him out there, that'd be awesome. Thanks. So this guy comes to me, right? And he's like, hey, I got these 2 books. He's a general contractor, right? I got these 2 books. You guys are marketers, right? I'm like, yeah. Can you help me market these books? See what I'm saying? Can we help that guy? That was a big thing, right? He doesn't know much about marketing. He builds houses, but he's got a book. He wants to create his legacy now when he can't be out there to work, right? He wants to have a book. He wants to have a funnel. He wants to have a business, teaching other contractors how to do it because he's one of the best in the country. People that are doing some e-commerce stuff, right? How do I take my stuff to the next level? And so we have been tailoring, a lot of our trainings has been tailored to the business opportunity, digital marketer person, right? Building a team. And so we're changing that, okay? We're not taking that away. Nothing's going to get taken away. We're not stopping the programs. We're not going to be pulling back. we're just making a pivot that will take. We basically took a little bit of a pit stop, right? One step back to take, to go massively leap forward. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how we're going mainstream in a minute here. Okay, and there's tremendous opportunities for you guys that want to be truly entrepreneurs, or if you just want to do whatever it is that you're doing, but do it better. Okay. Second thing, what we're doing is we are the challenge. So I know a lot of you guys have been like asking and emailing support, like when do we move forward with the challenge? The challenge is going through a cleanup process, not changing it, but it's going through a cleanup process specifically to make it basically to remove the content where it would confuse people or would make people think like they have to promote the challenge in order to succeed, or they have to become a promotional partner in order to succeed. We're basically modifying those modules, and it's a Lego piece, right? It's a Lego style training. So all it is we're just basically removing some trainings, inserting with a modified version of it, but the core stays the same, and then we're moving forward. Okay, so the challenge is not being pulled. Don't worry. The challenge is here to stay, but the challenge will be applicable to the contractor. The challenge will be applicable to any entrepreneur who is aspiring entrepreneur or already doing something, whether it's online or offline stuff, to help them get in the zone as an entrepreneur, right? Think like an entrepreneur, show them systems and how to do whatever they're doing without giving them this perception that they have to promote the challenge. You guys with me? Okay. So, and we're not rebranding it. It's still called the 4% Success Challenge, right? Nothing is going to get rebranded. We're not going to have to, restart it or anything like that. We're basically making it a pivot, right? So that's thing number one. Okay. Now, thing number two, where we talked about, when we're talking about how do we go mainstream, right? How do we serve entrepreneurs? So really, what's our positioning in the marketplace, right? So the need for an entrepreneur. Really, what we really want at heart, what 4% is all about, is that top 4% concept, right? So it's whatever an entrepreneur is doing. An author, a boutique store owner, an affiliate marketer. If you're doing business opportunity, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. If you see yourself as an entrepreneur, how do I deliver to you information that is precisely for an entrepreneur, that's tailored for an entrepreneur, right? And help you do whatever it is that you're doing. I don't want you to be dependent on making money by promoting 4%. No, right? But whatever it is that you're doing, how do I help you do that better and become great at that, right? And give you the information that would be information that would not steer you in the wrong direction. Here's one thing. I believe that wrong information, okay, tell me if you resonate with this with your heart of hearts, right? Wrong information, you guys, is more costly, is more dangerous, and more deadly than no information at all, right? But here's the reality. Anybody and their cousin, it can be a teacher, right? Anybody and their cousin can teach you and be an expert on things. The question is what kind of information are you getting, right? If you're not getting the right information, if I want to go from South Dakota to New York, or heck, just in your town, right? If you say, hey, how do I get to that place? And somebody gives you a wrong direction, and you follow, instead of going there, you go in here. Are you getting closer to your goal or further away from your goal, right? If my end destination is over here, right, and I'm going here, I'm going further away from my goal, not towards my goal. I'm getting information and I'm taking action, but I'm taking action on the wrong stuff. So entrepreneurs, how many of you guys attended that webinar that I did publicly? I think it was, last week? I think a week ago or so, something like that, where I talked about building an unshakable business, yes? And I mentioned this concept of basic money management. Right? And this is what I see a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling with. Is like, dude, at the end of the month, most so-called entrepreneurs are broke, right? And you would think, dude, entrepreneurs, they should be in the money, man. But most people that work jobs have more money at the end of the month than the so-called entrepreneurs, especially online entrepreneurs, right? Are you guys with me on this? Right? And so this delusion is going on in our space deluding people, and so people are just following the shiny syndrome, and that, they never have the money, right? They might make a buck or two here, they get lucky, they're posting screenshots, they're screaming from the rooftops, they're getting excited out of their minds, but then next month they're broke again, right? That's not an entrepreneur, right? It's okay if most entrepreneurs are going to be broke temporarily. That's the key word, temporarily. Smart entrepreneurs can be broke temporarily. I was broke many times in my life, right? I would invest a whole bunch of money on a project, and I go full out. Like if I go on a project, I invest my time. I don't count my hours. I don't count, my energy, my money. I don't count anything, right? If I need to, I take my savings personally. We never funded a company from investors. We never have investors. None of my things. 4% is debt-free company. We don't have investors. We don't have anybody, throwing money at us. I don't want that, okay? I do not want that. In fact, building 4%, I took money from my savings account, from my family's, I took all the money, just basically building the 4%, right? That's how we do it. Now, so it's okay to be broke temporarily if you're building something that's gonna be here for long term, that's gonna stay, right? TWCGO. Some of you guys are getting it wrong, right? But it's whatever you wanna label it, Stephen. Okay, but our message here, dude, if we're gonna tailor to the entrepreneur, let's be holistic about it, right? And at the end of the day, if I'm gonna do anything at all, I better do that so that my actions today will set me up to win tomorrow, right? To win 30 days from now, to win 90 days from now, so that one year I look back and I don't find myself in the same situation, just going full circle to where I'm broke again, right? Unfortunately, this is what a lot of this is happening in our industry, and a lot of the so-called top producers, a lot of people that are flashing you Ferraris on Instagram. I'm telling you guys, what you don't know is that most of them are just flat broke, right? They're just flat broke. They don't manage money properly, and I'm not saying this because I'm some guru on a high horse that never made a mistake. I mismanaged my money, right? At one point in time, I found myself being $1.8 million on tax, liens and stuff like that. It's not fun, right? I'm gonna admit it to you, but I'm gonna tell you that after, not when I'm going through that kind of stuff, right? But after I've overcome some of these, these things and learned a lesson from me and gleaned a good lesson from my, from something that happened to me that I had to go through and figure this out. And then if I'm talking to an entrepreneur, if I'm gonna tell you like it is, I'm gonna tell you, dude, this is what helped me, right? So I've been on the other side of the fence, and then I put myself on a different side of the fence to where there's more structure. That's why the stuff that I talked about, that I talked about, that basic money management, it's just my perspective, man. It helped me, right? And so I'm on it, man. I'm on it. And so, but that opened my eyes on, hey, if we're serving entrepreneurs, most people don't have the basic knowledge about that kind of stuff, right? And then, as entrepreneurs, we gotta focus on building our top line. So anyway, so here's how we're gonna do this. So you guys, we are creating, not creating, but we're basically pivoting to where 4% will be. It will not be about Vic, okay? It will not be. I'll be the biggest voice, for our vision. I'll be providing the most, content, most value, but we're basically making 4% as a platform specifically designed to help entrepreneurs become great in every area that is related to being an entrepreneur. That's money. I'm going to show you some things here in a minute. Okay? And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. And that also opens up tremendous opportunities for those of you guys that will want to really grow yourself as entrepreneurs. We want to be an incubator for success. And we're going to have a world-class training platform for a modern-day entrepreneur, period. Okay? So there's going to be a couple things that we're going to approach this with. Okay? Number one is, instead of going into a massive restructure, we have already started the process on it. Okay? If you are a promotional partner with us, okay, I'm going to have a different webinar with you guys probably, what's today? Monday. I'll have a webinar with you guys tomorrow, Okay, I'll email you just for promotional partners, active promotional partners. We'll have a different conversation with you guys about the structure of the compensation, all that stuff. But we're going to be the furthest thing from being a business opportunity, right? Please, starting immediately. Okay, if you guys are talking about 4%, if you're talking, even if you're thinking about 4% or selling any of the products from the 4%, please refrain from using words like my team, my downline, join me. That stuff will be irrelevant. Okay, you're not gonna do that. The opportunity will be a lot better. It will be a lot more powerful. In fact, it will be mainstream. The opportunity will be so that if we wanted to run an infomercial on TV late at night, if we decided to do that, not saying that we're going to do that or anything, but we would have no problem from any regulatory agency, from anybody, seeing our ad, our infomercial, because we are solid, right? And we know it, right? What we're doing now is being built for the future, is being built here to stay, and is being built to serve, really, really serve entrepreneurs. There is really no platform like this. There are platforms, let me show you guys this, okay? So, let me share my screen here in a minute, okay? How many of you guys here are familiar with platforms like, you know, general learning platforms like udemy.com, yeah? You guys are familiar with them? Now, I don't see your maybe I can, never ever have used that terminology. Okay, great. What about, yeah, MSIs will be there, Abdul Razak. I'll tell you guys, okay? You guys will be, okay, so here is an example of a learning platform, okay? Hold on a sec. Actually, I gotta do this, okay. Udemy.com, there you go. Here is an example of a learning platform called Udemy.com. It's very generic. These guys have, this platform has about, it has, I think, over 20 million registered students, okay? Now, this is very, very, very generic, very generic. I can learn anything here from how to, you know, how to build a website, to how to, you know, date, to how to learn a language, and everything in between, okay? Now, this is really no different than YouTube, okay? Because this is very generic information, and anybody, any one of you guys watching this, you can put up a course here, okay? There's pros and cons. Well, the pros is you can find, you know, a lot of different topics. They are very, very cheap, you know, usually 10, 11 bucks or something like that. Some of them are a little bit more expensive. But the information is very generic. You will never become a, I don't think at least, okay, from my, you will not be a specialist in anything here, okay? Nonetheless, over 20 million users, okay? So here's a platform, for example, Udacity. Okay, I'm sure you guys probably, some of you guys know that, this platform here. So these are more advanced type stuff, you know, they're doing into like blockchain development and you know, programming, like really deep stuff, you know, computer vision, computer, you know, data learning, all that, you know, computer science stuff. Right, so, but these are platforms. Now, these guys have, you know, I don't know how many, probably 5 million plus, you know, or so, maybe 3 million students on this platform. There is really no platform for an entrepreneur, okay? We're gonna create it. We're gonna make it, okay? So we have a lot of trainings that we already have developed, okay? We're keeping them, okay? I'll tell you this. Actually, I'm going to walk you through that in a minute here, okay? So we're basically going to introduce a true dynamic platform for entrepreneurs to come to learn, okay? The product will be ranging anywhere from $50 up to $10,000, okay? It will be specifically geared and tailored to an entrepreneur. What am I talking about specifically here? Okay? Peggy is saying, yeah, Udemy is okay, some are good, but some quality is not yet. Yeah, so when I go to like udemy.com, I don't really know if I'm learning from somebody who's an expert or somebody who read a book and just regurgitating the information. I don't really know. I don't know if that guy's practitioner or not, right? Again, anybody can put it up. So if we can be that Rolls-Royce quality, that 4% quality for entrepreneurs, right? And let me give you guys a little glimpse into what I'm talking about here, okay? So for example, See my screen here? Paul, let me know if my screen is visible, yeah? So here is, all right, help me out here, buddy, real quick. Okay, so here is what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so let's say we go into programs here, right? Actually, I can show you these divisions here. Okay, so let's say we go into, no, I'm going to show you this. Okay, I'm going to show you these programs. Okay, so for example, what's related to an entrepreneur, right? We've got business and marketing, tech and systems, entrepreneurship, leadership, personal development as it relates to the entrepreneur, right? So in business and marketing, there are, you know, traffic generation trainings, there's marketing strategies, there's list building, there's conversions, copywriting, tribe building, e-commerce, okay? Those can be, you know, grouped into business and marketing. Now, check this out. So we are basically grouping, we're creating a platform. This back office that you see now, right here, okay? Yeah, the hoverboard crashed. Tina, that's what happened there. Okay, so this right here, this back office that you guys are seeing, it will be different. It will be different here in a very, very near future. Now, we're not stopping anything we're doing. I'm going to tell you how we're going to transition it, okay? But the core products, when people are coming in, they're going through the challenges, their main thing, this is going to get, we'll pivot this model, okay? The challenge will become one of many, many programs inside the 4% platform, training platform, okay? The back office will be different, the front end will be different. We're gonna have a different conversation about that, okay? Give you guys a little bit of a glimpse into what we're talking about. So tech and systems, for example, somebody asked about MSIs, right? A lot of these, like over 50%, you guys, over 50% of our training will be free from 4% for entrepreneurs, right? Over 50% of the content we're going to be putting out through the platform will be free. Now, people will, to access that content, people will have to simply register, create themselves an account to access that information, okay? So if you are a promotional partner, we'll talk more about that, you know, tomorrow when we get together with you guys. But if you are a promotional partner, you'll be able to promote content, never a business opportunity. We're not going to be a business opportunity, okay? But content, you'll be able to send people to you know, tons and tons and tons of free training. Let me give you an example, an idea, okay? So take a look at this. Let's say we're talking about any one of the products, right? Somebody wants to learn traffic generation. There will be free and paid programs in traffic generation, okay, category. Marketing strategies, free and paid, okay? List building, same thing, conversions, copywriting, all that stuff, right? Now, web hosting, like for example, okay, imagine us going to, you know, Bluehost, right, and getting somebody that's, getting somebody that, that's a representative from Bluehost, and they do a training on Bluehost, right? They're talking about platforms. I interview them, or maybe we have somebody from the 4% here. We get together with those guys. We're talking about Bluehost, right? And so we create a little program, a little piece of content, right, with Bluehost, collectively talking about their platform, and then so that content becomes a piece of, again, content. It's a value, right? It's what entrepreneurs need to learn. So instead of people going and searching for, on Google and YouTube and try to find information, well, what if we said, you know what, our information will be vetted, it will be that top 4% quality, so that we don't have, like, when somebody goes into our platform and they search for traffic generation, we don't need 96% of the information people find out there on the internet about traffic is garbage. It's just garbage. But how can we deliver the most potent information that's both free and paid courses on traffic, such as internet traffic mastery, right? And other, specific traffic, trainings we have, like SEO and stuff like that. But the quality would be that of a 4%er. See what I'm saying? Same thing, when somebody's looking for web hosting, dude, when people get into our platform and they get content, they learn from our platform, it's vetted. Okay, that's one of the biggest differences between 4% platform, serving entrepreneurs, and anything else that's out there. People don't even have to search on Google. Anything that's related to an entrepreneur, and here's the thing. If I share this with a fellow entrepreneur, right? If I share it with my builder, I say, hey dude, web hosting. Here's what you need to know about web hosting. He goes there and he watches this video from Bluehost, and because I send him there, he had to create an account. He's attached to me. If I'm a promotional partner, right? This is me getting into a little bit about how potentially your MSIs can work here. He watches this video. It's free, right, from Bluehost. He decides to create an account with Bluehost. That link that he's clicking through the platform, guess what? It's your MSI link, right? It's your MSI link. So what we got then, right? We got email autoresponders. Now, what if we have the top, what if we vet out the top 5, all right, hosting companies that entrepreneurs, if they're building their website, they want to host their stuff on, boom. Instead of people having to deal with hundreds, here's your top 5, right? And people would not question quality because it's 4%. What about autoresponders? Okay, we vet them out, right? And we create a segment for each one of them, and it's content people learn. And if they decide to get with either one of those, that's your thing, right? Somebody might get a hosting and an autoresponder. That's your multiple streams of income. CRM, such as Infusionsoft, funnel building, right? So we're talking, sites like ClickFunnels, sites like Kartra, right? Kajabi, there's another one, right? That kind of builds your funnels you can use to build your funnel, and people can pick and choose, right? Here's some pros and cons on every one of them, totally unbiased, right? We don't have to be married to any one of the platforms because it's not our thing, right? It's there, but these are the top 3 platforms for building your funnels, for example, right? So we get together with the owners of the funnels. It brings credibility, it brings true value, and it's an unbiased talk that a potential entrepreneur like Vlad over there, right? He's like getting started. He's like, what should I do? Maybe we can do, a recommended or a featured based on what we feel is the best platform that's out there for an entrepreneur to build their thing. Again, as it pertains to our big message and our big vision, which is, hey, build yourself, build your home, right? Build yourself, never depend on anything else. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're talking about personal websites and blogs. This is where eStage would come into the picture, tracking, webinars, right? Video streaming. Like a lot of you guys have asked me about my technical stuff. Like, how do you do your webinars? What kind of equipment? What kind of cameras do you use? How do you, I'm a little bit of I like some of the techie stuff, especially when it comes to gadgets and stuff like that. How do I link this all up, right? Well, a lot of these stuff can be free content that we can talk about, right? And then if people want to get the tool or something like that, the MSI can grow exponentially, right? Because if we recommend, let's say we talk to whichever vendor of the product that I'm using, and I'm showing people how I'm using things, if there is an affiliate opportunity, why not bring it in? You see what I'm saying? So it just expands the ecosystem and really puts us on a bigger map. Like when we're talking about entrepreneurship now, right? Business structures, how do you structure a business? How do you operate a business? If you want to hire some employees, again, speaking to entrepreneurs, right? Partnerships, pros and cons, do you do it, do you not? A lot of this content will be free, right? Business setup and branding, right? Leadership, personal development, right? As it pertains to entrepreneur, again, 96% of the stuff that's in personal development space right now, people don't need. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like if I want to show people the most potent information and deliver the most potent stuff as it pertains to being an entrepreneur that will help an entrepreneur get to the next level. So in personal development, that's what we will cover: the mindset, the habits, paradigms, right? Perhaps. Now, communication. We're talking public speaking, influence, and in persuasion, money and finance. What about that money management? What about taxes, right? Now, this is the thing, you guys. This platform will be It will be a world class. It will be mainstream, not Vic centered. Okay, platform that we would have specific instructors here. Okay, we are currently already in recruiting instructors. I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, that are not theory people, but these guys are literally 4%ers in their field. Okay, money management, taxes, investments. What about crypto? Okay, what about credit repair? All that stuff. Okay, health and fitness. We're talking fitness. We're talking general health. We're talking nutrition. Now, this is where all that MSI comes into the picture, right? Fun and lifestyle. We're gonna have a channel actually, which brings me to another thing here in a minute, to where, people that see themselves as entrepreneurs, and if you want to become an expert in one of these things, or you want to build yourself towards something, right? You'll be able to have a channel. Contribution. Now, 4% youth. A lot of people, a lot of youth, and then the youth stuff is going to come a little bit later. It's not going to be like, it's not an immediate milestone for us. But what's like youth right now, right? These young kids are dude, they're like eating, like soaps and stuff. It's crazy what's going on, right? Can we do something about that? I don't know, man, but can we inspire youth? I mean, there are people like, I'm not gonna name names right now because I didn't, we don't have anything in solid yet. But I mean, there are people, young kids out there. There are entrepreneurs that have like real stuff going, right? That we can bring into the platform, and together we can inspire the young generation. I've got kids growing up, right? Maybe a lot of you guys have kids growing up yourselves. How can we inspire young generation to be more maybe entrepreneurial minded? Maybe if nothing else, just maybe have a better, self-esteem, right? Grow their self-esteem. Maybe have a place that they can come into that they would resonate, because every human being, deep down, we all resonate to something that's greater than ourselves. I don't care who you are. I don't care what skin color you are, right? I don't care how many times you failed, what your programming is from the childhood. We all are being pulled towards something that's bigger than ourselves. And we know it. It's coded into us, right? It's how we're made. So if we can create that environment that we could breed young entrepreneurs, dude, who knows where this can go, right? And so that is that is that. Now, contribution, things like that. So this is a little bit of a glimpse into the areas that we're expanding, and that's why, you guys, I have been a little bit quiet lately. Let me take a look and make sure that we're still live here. Been a little bit quiet is because of pulling that stuff up together. Okay, Rig here saying would love to have that for my 15-year-old. Okay, so what I'm thinking about here, you guys, is 10 years down the road, what we do now, right? How is that going to impact us and people that we come in contact with 10 years down the road? Can we do this? And then in the process, see, all of us, there's going to be three categories, three main categories, or three main like divisions, or three main areas or segments, if you will, of people, right? On this platform, there will be students. We're going to have millions and millions of students. There's millions and millions of entrepreneurs, millions, hundreds of millions, right? There's going to be students. There will be instructors, okay? This platform will not be about Vic. 4%, I told you this for a while, I think. Those guys who have been listening to me, right? Right now, 4% is kind of centered around Vic. A lot of things are kind of being, is bottlenecking to me, because I gotta produce the programs and content, and it's coming from me. No problem, I love doing that. But if I get run by a bus tomorrow, God forbid, I don't want this vision to stop. You know what I mean? I want to create a platform that entrepreneurs can grow, and we can breed entrepreneurs, and then they can contribute, and they can inspire more entrepreneurs, and the vision will grow and continue. You see what I'm saying? So here's how we're going to do this. We are turning this into a true platform, okay? Very, very similar, for lack of a better, just to give you, a sense of, I don't want to say comparison, because we're not going to be like it, but something like Udemy, right? To where it's a platform-based, right? Platform-based. People sign up. Now, here's a challenge. Udemy there is really no emotion behind it, right? It's just a site. I register, and I just look at the $11 course. Oh, yay, right? There is no community. There is not much going on, right? Same thing with this course. Now, what we do is we bring the best from what we have been exposed to, and then put our creativity on top of it, right? So what do I like the most about platforms that are already there, such as Udemy? Giants. We're not going to compete with them. We don't have to. They're not our market. But what do I like about that platform? They've got 20 million members on it, right? Well, structure. There is really no one person that's kind of like, yay, this is me, right? I don't want that. Okay, that's good. I like that. What do I like about the stuff that we have been doing thus far? I love the community aspect, man, right? I love the events. I love the interaction. I love it when, when we went out on a yacht, with some of our people, and we just celebrated their success. Dude, we've got I want to do more of that, right? So how do we take this concept here, right? How do we take this concept of a platform, a true platform, right? And how do we inject a personality into it? How do we inject, how do we give it emotion? How do we give it live? How do we bring it and make it all about a community, right? See, when I go, and there's going to be a lesson for you guys here as well. Let me take a look at here. I mention this company quite often, right? Because, hold on a sec here. Okay, like right here. See this? Nike.com, they used to have, this used to be a video, right? They changed it. Now, what do these guys are doing, right? These guys are not about selling their shoe and competing with Adidas, right? They're not about that. They're not about the product. The product is just a means to an end, right? But the reason Nike is so successful, the reason Apple is so successful, and this is a little side note for you guys, you can apply this information to whatever you think it's fitting in your business personally. It's never about the product. It will never be about the product. The products will be the 4% quality, right? Instructors will be vetted. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about different instructors, different levels that we're going to have, instructors, the transparency we're going to have on the platform, all that stuff. But it's going to be about the entrepreneur. Just like Nike, they honor athletics. They honor athletes, right? That's what you really see them. You know what? The heart of the 4%, I think, is, dude, we want to raise, we want to spotlight entrepreneurs. We want to celebrate, help entrepreneurs get the results and become great, truly great in what they do, right? And then we want to celebrate their success together. We want to honor that kind of stuff. And I think that's really at heart, that's what we are, as 4%ers. So what we want to do is we want to breed entrepreneurs, we want to help them become great, and then we want to inspire together as many other people to make their difference, right? Because I think entrepreneurs are the people that make the economy go around, and everything that's good that we have in the world is thanks to entrepreneurs, man, right? It's a free world, at least the world that we live in, right? So check this out. I'll give you guys a really brief kind of a, next, short-term milestones that you will see coming out. We have already started the process on the platform, okay, as far as front end, back end. We are working with some people. We'll be working with some people that not just, so developer. We have incredible developer that can pretty much code and do anything we can envision, okay? This is going to be a platform that will be here to stay for, hopefully way longer than even I'm around or any one of us around, okay? That's kind of the vision that we're building it with. I got so many things I wanted to share with you, but I'm kind of filtering it, between stuff that I'll tell you now versus later. As far as the short milestones, so we are clearing up the challenge, right? The challenge, you guys will continue with the challenge, but it's being polished out right now, again, to make sure that people don't go through the challenge and then recruit other people into the challenge thinking like it's a business opportunity, okay? So that part of it is getting tweaked, and then the challenge is moving forward. The challenge will become one of many programs, okay, on the network. We have, we're talking with some people literally on the development side, people that literally are experts in UI and UX, user interface, user experience, and then design. Guys that, worked on projects like Skype, some of the biggest banks in the world and their apps, and then we're gonna, we're talking to these guys already about creating an app that, taking the entire platform, it will be in the palm of your hand that you can access to the community. You'll be able to access to the products that you're subscribed to. Again, over 50% of them will be free of charge, okay? And then there will be some premium level products as well. We are, recruiting instructors. So speaking of instructors, there will be 3 levels of instructors, okay? There will be experts, people that literally are 4%ers in their game, right? Like not theory people, but people that are in the trenches doing stuff, and they'll be teaching, Okay, so those are experts. Then, I'm thinking about 4%ers. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about some of you guys that are watching and going through the challenge and learning the stuff that I'm talking about. I'm like, how do we help you, if you see it in you, to become a trainer? Maybe you want to have your corner. So what we're going to have is we're going to have 2 more levels of instructors. We're going to have people that are initial level 1 will be people that are just breaking through, okay? And so these guys would be like, maybe you're applying something that you're learning from the challenge or Internet Traffic Mastery or any one of the programs from 4%. And you're like, dude, this is great. Exactly how I started out training people, right? Because nobody's being born a trainer, right? Everybody starts out, and then we have our little breakthroughs, and then you start sharing it, and then you build a little bit of a following, right? And then other people are starting to pay attention to you, and then you grow slowly but surely. So we're gonna have a platform, phenomenal platform, that has a lot of leverage built in, a lot of MSIs built in, right? If you want that. So you can be, you can start out as a level 1 instructor called Breaking Through, okay? And so what that will allow you to do is on the platform, build your following. You'll be able to put up content, okay? We're gonna still make sure that it's good. We'll be able to work with you. If you wanna use the 4% studios to record it, we'll have that conversation, okay? We'll provide the platform for you to bring your content and start building your following, start teaching people, okay? People that might not resonate with me, maybe they'll resonate with you, okay? So you're breaking through, make sense? It gives you a platform. As you get better, as more people follow you, by the way, I envision this thing to where you'll be able to communicate to your followers, kind of create a little mini Facebook, if you will, into the platform. The platform is being reimagined literally from ground up, right? It will be built by people that can do magic, anything that you can imagine. I mean, guys that build Skype and I mean, it's just crazy what can be possible. It's gonna be phenomenal. Okay. Now, as you as you growing up, right? Let's say if you somebody who is getting great results now, right? You are becoming somebody who is a rising star, right? Maybe there's gonna be a level 2 called Rising Star, right? And so your products can be, you can still put up free products, free training, free content. What if you could have your own channel on the network, just like you have on a YouTube, okay? People can subscribe to you, to your personal updates. People that resonate with you, just like you tell people on Facebook, people say, hey, follow me on Facebook. What if you can say, hey, learn from me on 4%? And so 4% literally becomes this platform, right, that you can grow on. You can link out to your own hub, right? We're gonna always encourage you to have your own place out there, but if you want to grow, if you want to scale, if you want to leverage, right? Because it will be leveraged platform, right? And then you'll be challenged to grow and become the best version of you that you can possibly be. Why? Because you want to be great, right? You want to be great. Kind of circles back to the entire vision why we created the 4% in the first place, is to give you the platform, help you grow as an entrepreneur, help you grow to that expert level, right? And then you can build all this following. But again, it's going to be a phenomenal thing. So let me take a look, make sure we're still. Video dropped. Are we still live or not?
Yeah.
We're live, yeah? Okay. Somebody says, Gigi says, I can teach about Instagram. Okay. So that's kind of like, the pivot that we're making here in the 4%. And I will be one of the instructors with you, right? I'll be just like one of you guys. Okay, I'll teach what I know, everything that I know, but it's gonna grow, and it'll be a platform for an entrepreneur. Okay, it'll be a household brand that you can be proud to represent, to build on, right? To grow, to propagate your message, right? Instead of propagating this business opportunity message, let's help entrepreneurs become true entrepreneurs. And then let's collaborate with each other in a way that's a win-win-win across the board. Okay? Is ITA still the plan too? Yes. Internet Traffic Academy is the plan. Internet Traffic Academy, though, we are making a pivot a little bit. Okay? So instead of selling Internet Traffic Academy as an academy and either that or nothing, 1 or a 0, What we'll do is we'll break up those 5 pillars. They will be sold separately as well. Okay, so if somebody just wants to get list conversion mastery, great. List building mastery or conversion mastery or just traffic, great. But with those 5 pillars, they'll be connected when people see it. Okay, let me give you guys an idea here maybe. Well, I don't have the time, so because I gotta get chopping here. So it will say, okay, so the product it can be related to other products. You know, for example, we can say, hey, if you're looking to buy this product, did you know that you can add this, and this, and this for a little bit extra and get the full thing called the Academy, right? And make it a no-brainer offer to them. So yes, all that stuff is there. Promotional partners, you guys, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. I will email you, all right? So we'll get together privately. We'll talk about the actual compensation, what we're doing with that stuff and all that. But I wanted to, just come out here and just tell you guys what we've been working on, what's happening, kind of the future of the 4%, and really ask you to not misrepresent it, out there in the market, because we're not a business opportunity. We'll never be a business opportunity. I do not want you to be thinking of yourself, I'm building a business opportunity. You do not need that. That's a shallow. That's always going to be temporary, always temporary. Okay, let's build your business. Let's help you build your business to some solid grounds, solid foundation. That can be here to stay. Again, the work you're doing anyways, right? The work you're doing, don't. Okay, so here's another thing. Okay, a lot of times that I see some people that they hit me up, right? They're like, hey Vic, check this out. A new thing came out or a new thing launched out. It's not a high ticket, it's a low ticket. Well, okay. So therefore it's not a business opportunity. It's a low ticket thing. Okay, and it's not about the price. I can be selling airplanes, man. I can be selling planes for $50 million. It's a super high ticket. Right? I mean, I can be selling penny stocks for pennies. I can get in trouble for selling pennies, but not airline tickets. I can be selling a product that's $5. Okay. As a matter of fact, there were, how many of you guys remember those chain letters deals, right? Back in the day, you literally put $5 in an envelope, super low ticket that is $5. Put it to the, and then mail it, right? It's $5. Busted. Why? Because it's never about the price point. It's never about how much something costs. Something can be $10,000, can be completely legitimate, right? But it's about the perception. So if you guys are building your businesses out there, make sure that you put yourself on a path for true success and longevity. If a person that you're talking to, the only reason they're coming in is because they want to make money, stay away from it. You don't have to. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a short-lived, it'll be a gig. It'll never be a career. It'll never be something that, that's gonna stay. I've been in short-term gigs before myself. I've done it. I'm not saying I didn't do it. I've done it. But it will always be a short-term thing. Okay. Just know that. You guys, look, I appreciate you. I will be, yes, I'm going to leave this recording on. So what you guys will see is more programs being introduced to the 4%, even on into the current back office. Okay, you will see some really cool things happening. Probably today's Monday, so it'll definitely be sometime this week, later on this week, in the current back office. You guys will be pleasantly surprised. We have great content coming up. And then if you are a promotional partner, we will be, getting together tomorrow. This will be a seamless transition. Even though we're building, this true platform here, the current back office will still be operational. There's not going to be a downtime, anything, and then we're just going to simply transition over. If you guys see yourself as an instructor, right? If you really want to start building something, right? Feel free to email us. Actually, don't do that yet. Okay, we'll have a specific page with specific instructions on what you can do, and you can just follow those instructions, and we can talk to you. So, thinking if I'm missing anything here, I think that's it for today. Okay, appreciate you guys. I will be in touch with you promotional partners tomorrow, and then for the rest of you guys, we'll be in touch a little bit later this week. You will start seeing me a little bit more, active in the group and with live streams and all that stuff because, we're just in a different place, with strategies and just thinking and just, talking masterminding with a bunch of things. But happy to be back with you guys. If we do this right, remember I was telling you, right? I was telling you this over and over again. I said, if we do this right, we can build something phenomenal, right? If we play our cards right, if we do this with longevity and long-term in mind, we can create something that this industry has never seen. It's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of hard work, right? But I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. We just got to do it right, okay? All right, everybody. Appreciate you. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.